Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Iwayan Wirapraditya, and now I am a student at the Department of English Language Education, Ganesha University of Education. Recently, COVID 19 is everyone's worst dream, and it brings me to today's presentation, where the topic of today's presentation is COVID 19. Besides, I have divided this topic into three parts. First, I will explain what is COVID 19. Second, I will explain how COVID 19 affected our lives. And last, I will explain what we can do in surviving COVID 19. So, without further ado, let's jump to the presentation. Some of you might ask, what is actually COVID 19, isn't it? So, COVID 19 or coronavirus disease 19 is a deadly virus that can cause death. According to the World Health Organization, this virus was assumed spread from extreme food made out of bats, snakes, and even reptiles. This virus attacks the human respiratory tract. Also, this virus spread through droplets and even touches. And to illustrate, a person who got a high fever, cough, and flu, he is suspected of COVID 19. And since the cases of this virus reached 200,000 cases by March 2020, the World Health Organization had declared COVID 19 a pandemic. The first case ever recorded showed this virus was spread from Wuhan, Hubei, China around December 2019, and it made the famous name of COVID 19. And until now, this virus already affected every country all around the world. And talk about the effects of this virus worldwide, it leads us to the next topic of this presentation. That is how COVID 19 affected us. So, actually, COVID 19 caused many serious problems, starting from the huge number of deaths worldwide, the massive changes of the societies, and even people can't meet their families because of the COVID 19. Also, many employees had to lose their job because there is no income during the pandemic. And again, in the educational sector, COVID 19 caused a serious problem. COVID 19 caused a massive change in the learning system, and online learning is one of the effects of this virus for education, meaning that the entire learning process is done under the distance learning regulations. And to illustrate, many students cannot physically meet their instructors while they have to finish their study programs. But in silver lining, online learning is intended to prevent the increasing number of COVID 19 cases of the world. And it gives exposure to the last topic of this presentation, that is what we can do in order to survive the COVID 19. So, actually, there are many things that we can do in order to survive the COVID 19. But in this presentation, I will explain the things that we can do to prevent the virus infecting us. So, starting from wearing masks. Since the virus can transmit through droplets, the first thing we can do is wearing masks. There is better to avoid any direct contacts under 2 meters because the virus can easily or invisibly affect us through the air. And it is better to avoid any unnecessary outdoor activity. So there is a most frequently asked question. So if we can't go out, what we can do to get food and socialize? So, simple answer for this question. We're living in a situation where the use of technology develop our daily life. In other words, we can make use of technology to support our needs during the pandemic. For example, we can use food delivery to get the desired meals. Also, we can use social media to mobilize our primary interest in socializing. And in fact, through social media, we can cheer on each other in surviving COVID 19. At last, because of the virus can spread through touches, the thing that we can do is increasing the hand washing activity, meaning that we must increase hand washing more frequently than before. So that is the end of this presentation. To sum up, I have described everything about COVID 19, starting from what is COVID 19, where it came from, and also how it spreads. Besides, I have described how the virus affected us, especially in the case that this virus caused many deaths over the year. And last, I have described what we can do in surviving COVID 19, especially the thing that we can do in preventing the virus to affect us, starting from wearing masks, keeping distances, and hand washing. So, if there is any question, you can ask down below in the comment section. And thank you for watching. Happy New Year. Goodbye.